And then in the New England Patriots organization, it is the dawning of a new day. Mm-hmm. Drake Maye officially named starter. Connor.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, pal. I know you're jacked up about it.
Yeah, very pumped up. I know Monday I said, look, this season's over. Looking forward to the draft. And lo and behold, that was not true. That was an overreaction. We are not looking forward to the draft. The season starts on Sunday against the Texans. This is incredible news. This will be the first time the Patriots are going back-to-back weeks with the same starting 5-0 line. Yeah, that's how bad it's been up front, but they didn't play terribly. I know AQ also kind of echoed those sentiments. There were a few spots on the offensive line that are questionable. Missing, starting center for the last 10 years, Super Bowl champion David Andrews is going to be huge. That really stinks. But Drake Maye going in, I couldn't be more pumped. I don't have high expectations in this game. Expectations overall, Hall of Famer, MVP, Super Bowls, all those things very much on the table. But just looking for Sunday, look, I need like a 10-yard run for a first down. Okay, need one of those. Him high stepping maybe a little bit, showing that speed that he has, that he showed in preseason. I need like a 3rd and 10 dart across the middle, maybe even a sideline dart for a first down to Pop Douglas or Kendrick Bourne. That would be fantastic to see. And then, of course, I need an on-the-run 60 to 70-yard bomb. I don't care if it gets caught. I don't give a shit.
This is all happening against the Texans?
I just need one of each of these individual plays. I don't know.
This is 4 quarters, one game, overtime if needed.
Bingo. Maybe overtime. Now, I expect us to be up 10, 15 points in the fourth quarter. But again, just throughout the game, that's all we're really looking for. Coach Mayo talked about it kind of earlier today at a press conference, and he said, like, hey, this is my decision. He actually got a follow-up there. Like, you say this is just your decision. Did you talk to any of the offensive coaches? Like, hey, are we sure this guy's good to go? He said he talked to Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator. He actually mentioned how at the end of preseason, when the conversation was so loud, how are you going to wheel out Jacoby Brissett when Drake Maye clearly won the job here? Anybody watching the games could tell Drake Maye was better, and he said, like, hey, that progression has continued. Like, he has continued to get better. Someone also asked, did the plan that we've been referencing here with Drake Maye, did this get expedited? They pushed this up because of the play and because they were 1-4. He said no. So it does seem as though the plan is still on. Everything that they were talking about doing.
When we get back-to-back weeks of the same offensive line,
bingo,
we'll put Drake in.
We're going to throw him out there.
What if Coach Mayo did say that? I'm not putting him out there until we at least have 2 weeks of continuity. Can we?
That's it.
That would be an interesting conversation behind the scenes. Now, you're saying the expectation is, or all you want from him is just, we need 5 highlights against this Houston Texans defense. Rookie quarterbacks, seemingly, D-Butt. Mm-hmm. And we saw this graphic on the internet. It's might take a little bit. Mm-hmm. Might take a couple weeks to kind of learn it. Now, Jaden Daniels, different story. Obviously, he came out of the gate playing fantastic football. But it seems like these rookie quarterbacks that were drafted high, all of a sudden maybe starting to find their way. Is it more the team? Is it more the player? What are your thoughts on that?
Some of it is definitely bad opponents, but some of it is definitely building that continuity with the play callers, with the players around him. I know in Caleb Williams' situation, Swift in that run game has gotten going a little bit more. He's been a weapon out of the backfield as a receiver as well. And we're seeing Caleb make those plays that we expected him to make on this level. The things that he was doing at USC, breaking the pocket, making big-time throws. They won a couple games. Jaden Daniels, we know how unbelievable he's been pretty much from the start. He should be right at the top of the MVP conversation. His offensive line, his run game is also helping him, and also his weapons on the outside. Bo Nix, offensively still not looking great, but he's taking care of the football. And on the other side of the football, defense is flying around. One of the best defenses in the league right now, so he's doing his job. I think they will continue to get better as well with Sean Payton. And then we have Drake Maye. He's coming in, and we can expect him. I expect him at least to struggle early, kind of get his footing, figure things out. Not a great offensive line. We saw Jacoby Brissett running for his life. Hopefully the weapons get going. Young weapons out there, Polk, Javon Baker, once he gets in there doing some things, Pop Douglas. So there are potential weapons. And Drake Maye is dynamic. Coming into the draft, he was probably the biggest, I would say, wild card because he had.
When did you say Drake Maye should get drafted?
One overall, but that was very. I get caught in the moment.
He also said the Browns were going to win the Super Bowl.
I didn't say. I was leaning. I said Jerry Jeudy moved the needle for me. But offseason takes. It's not.
You're right.
It's a day-to-day
draft
league.
takes though. We haven't seen him play yet.
Hey, I still love him. I'm still very, very high on Drake Maye. He has all the intangibles. If you're building a quarterback, on Madden, he's kind of like that Justin Herbert mode. He's big, has a strong arm, athletic. So that's the thing with all these quarterbacks. Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, they all have athleticism. So if things break down, they can break a pocket, make a play with their legs or their arms. So I definitely have high expectations for Drake Maye.
The speed.
I feel like Jacoby, did what he could do, what was given to him. And the reason you draft the guy number 3 overall is kind of to bring everybody up. So hopefully we get that from Drake Maye. May not start week 1, but maybe week 4 to 6, we'll see probably that growth in him in this offense.
That's what I'm saying. With the stat that we showed there, I think Drake Maye might take a few weeks here. It might take the rest of the season.
Well,
who knows? Because the conversation about Drake Maye was he needs to sit out a year. He needs to learn how to play football. He needs to get his fundamentals better. He needs to get his feet set. He needs to get his eyes right. Too often he was the most athletic person on the field, and he was just doing his thing in North Carolina. That's what people said, not us.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just telling you that is what
sure.
people said at North Carolina. He led North Carolina in rushing and passing one season. I mean, you're talking freak show athlete. Comes from a family of freak athletes.
For sure.
We are worried.
Yeah, very much so.
We are a little bit worried with Drake's big first start here for the New England Patriots. Will his uncle make it to kickoff?
Oh boy,
he's maybe we don't know much about him. I've only seen him in lobby of a hotel before the draft. D-Butt saw him on a golf course for an entire day. Guy has a good time.
Yeah, very.
He's going to win the tailgate. May family's going to win the tailgate. It's going to come from said uncle. Does he make it to kickoff? And if he does, how pumped is that family for their boy? I mean, that's a tight family. I'm very pumped for all of them, and I'm excited for Patriots fans to have a little bit of hope.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's so exciting now is because it really was doom and gloom on Monday. Like I was not done with the season, but basically done, and now it's a whole new era beginning on Sunday.
Hey, Q, what do you think is the hardest thing for those rookie quarterbacks? Why do you think weeks 1 and 2 they're in a bad spot? Just because of speed, everything? What do you think?
No, there's so much more on their plate from protections, from the week, from the process, from the game plan, from everything. And that's why I wish he would have had David Andrews, right? Like David Andrews, their longtime great center, goes out last week. Nick Leverett moves in. Nick's a vet. Nick was down in Tampa Bay my last year playing, so he's been in the league a little bit, got to see Tom Brady a little bit. So now all of that is going to be on him, you would think, right? Like you want to take a little bit off of a rookie quarterback from a protection standpoint, from flipping the protection, from fixing protections, from all that stuff, and just kind of let him play ball. When you have David Andrews, you can do that.
Yeah, David Andrews, obviously around long time. Bummed out we're not going to see him. Very excited for Drake Maye. And I think Coach Mayo probably is excited what the future is going to look like over there as well.